curious tone. Type Zen into any search engine, and you are flooded with images of smooth river stones, essential oils, and relaxation apps. If we look at the actual monastic history, the tradition is grueling. It requires strict physical discipline, deep religious devotion, and long hours of unbroken concentration. This timeline maps out how the tradition traveled. Beginning in India with the Buddha in the 5th century BCE, it migrated to China, evolving into Chan Buddhism, and finally crossed the sea to Japan in the late 12th century. Throughout that journey, the practitioners agreed on one absolute rule. Reading ancient texts is not enough. You have to experience reality directly. That direct experience relies on zazen, or seated meditation. Monks maintain a rigid, upright posture, stabilize breathing, and observe passing thoughts without attachment. The goal here is intense, active confrontation with reality. It is designed to wake a person up, not lull them to sleep. As the practice took root in Japan, it split into two primary paths. The first was the Soto school, founded by a monk named Dogen. Dogen demanded an uncompromising focus on the physical act of sitting itself. He called this shikantaza, or just sitting. You sit completely still without trying to achieve enlightenment, solve a problem, or reach any specific mental state. This logic diagram illustrates the philosophical result of that approach. Notice how the distinct nodes of practice and awakening completely merge into a single state. Because there is no future reward to chase, the physical present moment becomes the ultimate goal. The second major path, established by Isai, is the Rinzai school. Where Soto cultivates slow awareness, Rinzai relies on deliberate, jarring psychological shocks. The main tool for creating that shock is the koan, an intense, paradoxical dialogue between a teacher and a student. A classic example asks, what is the sound of one hand clapping? You cannot solve this with logic. Applying standard analytical steps to the paradox, the mind hits a loop and ultimately shatters the dualistic thought process. With conceptual thinking collapsed, the practitioner experiences a direct realization of their true nature, a state known as satori. One path relies on slow, steady cultivation. The other aggressively breaks down logical illusions to force an immediate shift in perception. The rigorous focus built on the meditation cushion extends into the rest of the day. For a monk, ordinary chores like raking leaves or sweeping the temple grounds require the exact same level of unbroken attention. This stems from the concept of emptiness. In Buddhist theology, absolutely nothing possesses a permanent, independent essence. This diagram shows how traditional boundaries break down under that idea. The rigid wall between what we consider sacred and what we consider ordinary ceases to exist. Without that separation, eating a bowl of rice carries the exact same potential for enlightenment as deep meditation. That intense focus on mundane details eventually leaked out of the monasteries and shaped the broader culture of Japan. Monks treated calligraphy as a direct expression of their own contemplation, prioritizing stark, deliberate brushstrokes over decorative aesthetics. The famous tea ceremony evolved in the same way. It is a highly formalized practice requiring intense, present-moment mindfulness during the simple act of pouring and drinking. Even temple rock gardens were designed to strip away the unnecessary, using isolated stones and raked gravel to force quiet reflection. This tradition offers a rigorous lens for confronting the world as it is. It operates on the premise that awakening isn't found in a distant mystical state, but in the specific, immediate reality of one's current environment.